Welcome to First Baptist Church, Piney Grove, and we are celebrating Black History at Piney Grove. I have the privilege today of sitting with one of our deaconess who has been a hidden treasure among us that many people may know of and many may not. And we wanted to make sure that we celebrate success and history and records of what we have contributed to this world. And we don't want to be not reflective of a treasure such as Sister Margie Tukes, who's going to share with us today something that will probably surprise you. You see her often sitting there on Sunday morning. She's serving, she's working, she's helping, but she also has made some great contributions to our country, and we want to celebrate her today. So Sister Tukes, I want you to share your name and share your family, where you come from, what possibly had migrated to this area, if you was born here or not. Share with us some experience about your past.
Well, my name is Margie Tukes, which years ago, it was not Tukes, it was Step. And I'm a Georgia girl.
All right, Georgian.
Yes.
Oh, Georgia Peach.
That part.
Come on now. Yeah.
And I can say I had my upbringing was very positive, and I had things that helped me all along, which my dad was very strict, and my mom, and he did so much, to keep the family going. So, and he was a jewel. I can't remember, but I remember him telling me things like, and some people might remember this black baseball team that began, and he was one of them. I didn't get a lot of history about it, but I remember them talking about it. I was very young. So I had a good upbringing.
So you're saying that he was a member or a player in the Negro baseball?
I heard him.
So
yes.
He played with Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige
It was all black males.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So dad was an athlete?
Yes.
Okay, was mother an athlete?
No, she was just a good homemaker.
Okay, how many siblings?
Oh gosh. My mom had 10 kids.
All right.
It was 10 of us. 2 of them died, very young, cradle babies, I would say. But she raised 8. So I had 3 brothers. And how many girls? It was 3 boys and 5 girls.
Okay.
And the family, we was raised strict. And sitting here thinking and talking, I actually felt like we was rich because we didn't ever have to really want for anything.
Yeah.
And my dad was I would say a go-getter. He did what he had to do to make the family succeed, and he did very well because at that time, it was hard for black males to get nice jobs, and my dad was one of them one of the black that got the job at Georgia Power, and that was really a good thing for a black male at that time.
It's a good thing now.
Yes.
Right.
And he had a position, I don't know exactly what he had, but I do know he helped plenty of black males to get a job there.
Awesome.
My 2 brothers and other black males that was in that area.
Okay. So what area were you born and raised in?
I was born in a little town, Noonan, Georgia.
Noonan, Georgia. Okay, so what's the biggest city around Noonan?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia. How far out?
It would take us about 20 minutes to get, about 20 minutes.
Okay, so in Noonan, Georgia, somehow, some way, someone veers off the road from Atlanta and finds out in this city called Noonan, there was a girl by the name of Margie Step.
Yes.
That had the ability to set world records and actually be selected to run in the Olympics.
Yes.
While in high school.
Yes.
What's the odds of that?
Well, we had a good track coach, and we would, the track team would travel. And as we travel, I would say like, what is that in Alabama? A lot of the places we traveled, to me, the track field was, I call them fast track field. It was faster than where we were. And doing that, and I always had a good record for placing first. And I guess she just was keeping up with that. And later on, I got she told me, she said, I'm sending you to Tennessee State, all this information to Tennessee State. So I got a letter from the president that in 1964, I was invited to go up there, look at the school and everything. So that's why I enrolled there in '64, because he said, we need you for your time. My time was really good. I had good time, and like you could go to I can't think of the name of the college now, but anyway, I could go there, and I would always say a fast track field, Tuskegee Institute. That's what it was.
Yes, ma'am.
And every time I go there, it looked like my time would get faster and faster. They was always keeping up with it. So when I got a letter from the president of the college and asked me to come up there, so as soon as I graduated in '64, I was there. Right after I marched, I had to go there and start practicing with Olympus. And it was all good.
So you got picked while in high school.
Yes.
To compete.
Yes.
And just so happened through the summer and getting to college, then that's when you actually competed.
Yes.
Within that 64 area big
Yes.
time. So, how did you get into sports like that?
Well, it's, I guess it's in my family, because I have a first cousin, which was Hazel Brown at the time. She ran against Wilma Rudolph. Wow. So maybe it's just something in our blood. Yeah.
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 Right. Okay, so now you are an Olympic competitor, and you are going to Tokyo.
Yes.
In 1964.
Yes.
And you're on a team now. What are you running?
The relay team.
The
We were
relay
in the
team.
440 relay.
What happened?
Of course, you know what happened. We won.
What?
Yes.
I just knew you
Yes.
was gonna bring in your awards so we could show the people. 1964.
I'm still looking. My daughter said, now you know you was going to do this, and you wait till the last minute.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
And all I could find was some old pictures, and that was, I guess going through life, it was just like, actually with me, it didn't really, I really didn't think about it until you started talking about it. Because I didn't take anything for granted.
Well, I want to know, I got Olympians around me, I got greatness around me, I'm gonna celebrate it. What? 1964?
Yes. Yes.
You know what? I've been working on this because it is Black History, and I want to put things in context. That's the reason why I want to kind of bridge my generation with your generation of the work ethic, the pride, the level of excellence, the representation of your community. And as we look at 1964, and then now we're looking today in this Trumpism era, what that means, and how many of us are disconnected from your generation who opened those doors for us.
Yes.
You try to want to hear, like, what was the mindset? What was the commitment? What was your faith, practices? What were the community working like to produce this level of excellence that for now we take for granted?
Actually, I think we do take for granted. But with me, my upbringing, I couldn't take anything for granted, because Mr. Horace, my dad, if you telling him, well, I'm
You
going...
call Daddy Mr. Horace.
Yeah, he
say?
He can't
Got to put the Mr. on
Okay.
it. Put a handle on his name.
He was like, he was kind of strict. I mean, he was like, now kids can go and do things and then they tell you what they done. Might not be true, but if you go someplace and whatever you're doing, I don't know how, but some reason my dad knew everything when we got home, where I was, what time I left. Mm-hmm. And it just, I can say I'm thankful for that. It made me what I am today.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, I know I'm trying to be on my boys, and I'm way more liberal than my parents was with me. But I keep looking at what is the family structure that produces Olympians. And usually it is a strong, disciplined, prideful, integral type of family that shaped that person. It's a norm for you, but as you look around community, it's not norm. So, like you said, looking back, it was normal, but you had higher expectations.
Yeah.
You had greater self-esteem. It just produced so many other things. I want to make sure we show this because there's at least something that we can share. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, let's show this one first.
Okay.
You hold that side, hold this side so you can zoom in on it. Now who's that pretty lady up there in the front?
I'm gonna let you guess again.
What you say? Now here's the article here. This is 1965. Mm-hmm. So now you're actually, at the school, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now this article here lists the runners who actually ran the 1964 Olympics in Tokyo, but they left out the names. And so she went back to make sure that she shared the names at the bottom here for to remember. This type of, racism and overlooking the same lack of credit that we deal with today. And although we see this level of excellence is a reminder that you can be the greatest and still be overlooked.
Yep. Yes.
So here's another picture. Okay, let's show this one. Now this is actually at the high school.
Yes.
Okay, and you thought I couldn't pick you out. So what happens here?
This was one of the state track meets, and in Tuskegee Institute, and he had. We were so good that he had the whole track team to come up and compete, and we won first place there too.
Wow.
Yes.
Noonan, Georgia.
Yes.
At Central High School.
Yes.
Wow. Beautiful. Y'all at home, but clap your hands together and celebrate that. So I want you to share, while you was competing, you were going against other black schools, you're traveling around the country. Did you come in contact with racism or anything that was threatening to you to excel to that level of excellence?
Actually, I did not.
Yeah.
I did not. But you saying that, I remember my younger brother did, but I never did. No, I never did.
That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. What records do you hold?
I hold records in the 100-yard dash and the 440 relay.
Okay. So that's in high school, college?
Yes.
And they're still standing?
Oh, no. Girls now, where I was doing 11.4, they do 10.9 and whatever now. They're jets now. But
awesome.
I know because we didn't have the tracks we had sometimes was clay or whatever, but now they have this
turf.
Right. They have it, and it's nothing like what we did. So we had to work for what we got.
What you say? You said these toes are hitting sand. We was working.
Yes. We had to work hard to get there.
My
but
goodness.
it's so different now. This is why when we went to Tuskegee Institute, we was able to do so well and break records because they had a very good track field.
Awesome.
And that makes a difference.
Yes, ma'am. So after college, what did you go on to do? What career you made? How did you spend life?
After college, at the Olympic, I got sick. And when I came home, I was having throat problems. And I had to have my tonsils removed. And at the time, I was back and forth to the doctor there in Atlanta. I started going to Denver Business College because I couldn't go back to Tennessee with not feeling well.
Yeah.
So there, at Denver Business College, I met a friend. And I didn't go back after I met I married that friend.
Oh, all right. You met Mr. Tukes.
Yes.
All right.
And so I didn't go back. I finished there, and after I finished Denver Business College, I got married to Mr. Tukes. And then, after being married, I have one child, which is LaShawn Tukes. And the way I got here, because he stayed here before, and his dad was here, and his dad was sick. He said, I would love to go to Florida and stay a while because my dad's sick and nobody's take care of him. I said, okay. And he sent for me, and I came here, and that was history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have one daughter, LaShawn. She's she went to Clark in Atlanta. She graduated as what is that degree for attorney? Political science.
Okay. Okay.
But now she's a teacher. No, she's not. She's a principal.
All right.
She's a principal. And that's my life.
That's your life.
Yes.
So you have any grandchildren?
Yes, I have 2 grandchildren.
Right.
Very, very sweet grandchildren. I have a boy and a girl.
Did they follow in sports as well?
No.
Okay.
My grandson, Tavon, he's 32. He's a truck driver. And he followed me doing that because when I came here to Fort Lauderdale, I was managing a company. And being with the guys in and out with the trucks, he was very interested in it. And so I wish I had it. I have it on camera. I have a tape of it. He was interested in driving, and he was 10 years old, driving tractor and trailer.
Wow.
They would take him to the fields with him, the sod fields. And the man called me, he said, I thought it was a runaway trailer, a truck out here. And I found out it was your grandson because they couldn't see any heads. He's good.
Okay.
And my granddaughter, she's in college at they're in Orlando. What, FAU?
Oh, fam?
No,
Family?
in Orlando.
Orlando? I don't know. I'm still on my way.
UCF.
UCF. Okay.
And she's going to be a doctor, which she's doing very well. I wish I would have brought it where the president of the college there write her a letter every year. I wish it's on my phone. I know you're going to be very well. Continue to make your A's, but I wonder what you're going to do next. And she's going to be a doctor.
Awesome. Proud grandmother.
Yes, yes.
All right. All right.
Yes.
So you're how long have you been a member here at this church?
Oh gosh. Let me see. I came here and I've been a member at this church for 49 years. 49 years. Yes.
And so you serve now as a deaconess at our church as well. How many years have you been serving that ministry?
Deaconess, 92, 91. I would say approximately about 34, 35 years.
So just recently we were talking about leadership, and we just came out of a conference and discussing structure and training, and we found out that you are an ordained deacon at our church.
Yes.
And no one wanted to even say anything about it. So tell me, so it was early 90s, you and who else were set aside and went through training and preparation for leadership?
It was me, Teresa Edith.
Okay.
Margie Moore.
Okay.
Miss Mac White. And Chrissy Belfour.
Mm-hmm. And you all went through training and were set aside as African American women as leaders in the church in the 90s.
Yes.
You know, this is a big deal in a lot of places. You know that, right?
Yes.
So how did that go? After you had your ordination, you were set aside, how did the church respond to you as a leader? Did they still treat the same? Did people acknowledge you? They understood the significance of it? What was the culture?
We was treated the same, but it was a little, at times they didn't seem to accept a lady doing what they thought a man should do.
Right.
But other than that, it was good.
I appreciate you mentioning that because, of course, as we start dealing with culture, and you know I'm always talking about the Bible, it makes us wrestle with the things that we're seeing in the culture outside the church. It's things that we allow to infiltrate the church. So to me, when I mention classism, sexism, that's how it shows up. And it shows the character of how you're able to bear that and stay. Some people can't take it. Some people are offended by it, it affects their worship. It affects their fellowship because you have a certain title or position. People treat you different. But to keep coming and serving people that think less of you, I think that's a real picture of what the love of Christ looks like. That you have to operate from a high level to do that.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, because you can see it and you feel it. You know what's going on, the negative part of it. But I seem to be able to handle that, and because I'm a very positive person, and when I leave, you're going to be almost positive too.
And I think you're a little tougher than what they think. You do it with a smile. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yes. So what's your legacy? When you mentioned that life has been comfortable. You was blessed with good parents. You've achieved things in life. It wasn't a great of a struggle like that for you. But what legacy you want to be said about what Sister Margie has left behind to your family, to your church community?
I would like for them to remember that I am a true child of God. And basically, I think just being about God's business, you would always, I would say, to make it simple, come out on the top. Be yourself, but be true.
Awesome. Words from an Olympian. Take it to heart. Thank you so much for giving us this chance to share grace, humility, accomplishment, excellence, and Black history at Piney Grove. God bless you, everybody. I pray that you have heard something that's been encouraging to you. And when you see her on Sunday morning, give her a special kiss. See you next week.